Have we ever stopped and wondered if the things we watch, listen to, and read are dangerous for our minds? What about the cartoons that are very violent? What about the new latest song or video game that came out? Researchers have found that violent entertainment can promote aggression and disruptive behavior. Maybe Mickey Mouse can't cause someone to commit a murder, but maybe the latest Batman movie or the latest Halo 3 can cause someone to think that something like that is cool. Early involvement for children can cause dangerous aggression and violence, as well as desensitization to real-life tragedies. Early exposure can cause early aggression. One source says clinicians and researchers have found that exposure to media violence may stimulate children and adolescents to use aggressive behavior to achieve goals or resolve conflicts. Another problem that can come up is the solution to a problem is always violence. If a child sees violence and hears it or watches it on the television, how do you think they are going to solve their problems? By being kind and talking, or by reenacting their favorite video games or TV shows? I believe that children should talk to the other person about the problem, not give them a Ninja Turtle kick. Watching horror or gory media can cause teens to enjoy it rather than do the opposite. One source says new research has found exposure to violent video games can desensitize individuals to real-life violence. This is crazy because instead of being sad about someone being shot down or things being blown up, it's just hilarious and funny entertainment. A really fun and enjoyable solution to this problem is to get children outside to enjoy nature and the world around them. I do believe for a fact that when I take children outside, they are fascinated with the animals and bugs around them. I believe that if children were outside more and public parks were full of kids, children in general would be much more joyful rather than inside a dark room looking at a screen all day. Another solution could be setting a time limit for the TV, game consoles, and internet. If parents were to say 30 minutes for the game console or one show on the television, kids would find it to start to get boring, and they would find other things to do instead. The last solution would be to distinguish between what is fantasy and what is reality, especially for younger children. One source says, without proper instruction, children often have a hard time drawing the lines between what is real and what is make-believe. With this education, parents should teach their children that real-life violence has consequences, in that pain is temporary and death is permanent. They need to understand that weapons and other acts of violence can inflict serious and lifelong injuries. Sometimes children can have a difficult time distinguishing what is true and what is completely false. For example, horses are real, unicorns are not. In conclusion, I definitely do not want to say that watching The Amazing Spider-Man or The Avengers is bad, because it definitely is not. In fact, I love action-packed movies. What I am saying is that if we spend too much time filling our heads with violence and gore and start to see it played out in our everyday lives, that is when it can become bad. I want to leave you with one of my favorite quotes when it comes to entertainment. I would rather entertain and hope that people learn something than educate people and hope they were entertained. You want to know who said that quote? None other than the greatest entertainment guy in the business, Walt Disney.